Hey, sanibonani igama uThandeka okabekwa wekabekwa Mumbo Publications. Ilanga lishonile ngempela-ke manje, so it is now very late. And today we bring you ukubuyekeza uhlelo nolimi paper 1 2024. So this is the revision of language and grammar for the 2024 paper. I know that this paper has been done in different schools, and you have covered it. Some of you were asked to do it by themselves or as groups, but some have done it in class. But yeah, just to iron things up and just make sure that you know what is going on. Here is the resource made for you. But ke ukuze sikwazi ukuqhubeka nalo msebenzi kwandisa ulwazi of just spreading the knowledge and also the resources, creating resources to help our fellow students, not just the matrics but everyone. Here are the books lo msebenzi is taken from. So izincwadi uSekuyasa Nakithi, these are the language and grammar books, and there's also izinsiza zembalo for literature. We also have resources on prep or primary school books as well. So to reach us, you can just visit our website on www.gabewamumbo.co.za, or you can just send us an email if you wish to place an order on publications@gabewamumbo.co.za, alternatively gabewamumbo@gmail.com. Kodwa ngaphezulu kwakho konke okubaluleke kakhulu is to just visit our YouTube channel often, and also subscribe, and like the resources that you find useful or that you find beneficial. Send us messages, and then we will respond. Ask us questions, we will respond. Okay, I guess qhubeke nomsebenzi ke wosuku senamhlanje. Okay, nanku kumbuzo wokuqala esiwuthola kwiphepha lika 2024. So this is the first question under the language and grammar section on paper on 2024 paper 1, right? So the first things first, the most important thing is to thoroughly read the instruction. Don't get excited by the words that you are familiar with, because sometimes you might end up making a mistake and not reading the whole instruction. Now let us read the instruction together. Bhala ubuningi bamagama abhalwe ngokugqamile bese ulungisa nezivumelwano. Bhala umusho ophelele. We all know that bhala means to write. Ubuningi is the word that you are familiar with, and you know that it means plural because ningi means a lot. So ubuningi is that of amagama, the words that are written bhalwe ngokugqamile, written in bold, bese ulungisa nezivumelwano. You don't have to write just the plural, but you also need to lungisa. Lungisa is to fix, and what is it that you are fixing? Izivumelwano. Izivumelwano is what? Subject, right? So in this case, it will be subject concords, or it's concords, right? Or the agreement concords. So that is the extension to the instruction. Bala is to write. Umusho is a sentence. Ophelele, it means that is complete, right? So here are the given questions under question 8.1, right? So before I just touch on, well, I'm just going to read them first, then I will just go to the rules, just a brief summary of some of the rules that has to do with what needs to be done here. Right. 8.1.1. Ingane itola utshwala kalula emphakathini. And the word that is qamile is ingane, and e, which is a subject concord to this noun ingane. 8.1.2. Ikhansela lisebenzisana nezikole ukukhuza abafundi. Igama eliqamile is ikhansela, and the subject concord, which is isivumelwano li. igama elilandelayo umusho olandelayo uthi 8.1.3 isidakamizwa singaphazamisa izingqondo zabafundi. And the word that is gqamile is isidakamizwa, and C, which is isidakamizwa subject concord. Right. Now let us revisit just a brief summary of our rules. So over here I have the noun prefixes, and over here I have izivumelwano zenhloko. Right. So the noun beginning with in, all right, the in beginning words, when they are written in plural, they will take the isn. So this is the singular and that is the plural. So if this is the singular of that in beginning word, the subject concord will be an E, right? And then, or if that word, or when that word changes into plural, it'll be isn beginning word. And therefore, the subject concord will change into a Z. All right. Do you feel like we're ready to tackle number 8.1.1? Definitely. So 8.1.1 says ingane, and if you look at ingane, it's an in beginning word. Right, so to change it into plural, so that means the whole in will have to be dropped, so and substituted with isn. Then the new word is izingane. All right. And then now that we have izingane, we can't use the E as a subject concord, but we use a Z as a subject concord to the verb. Zithola utshwala, and then you copy and paste the rest of the sentence. See? Easy. Right. And the next rule, it applies to E beginning words that takes a li as a subject concord. So I'm going to shift from here, from this resource, and move on to this one. Right. So if you are given an E beginning word that takes a li as a subject concord, remember these are the class 5 noun prefixes. And when they are changed into plural, the E becomes an ama. And once it's an ama beginning word, then we know that that word is in plural, and it can no longer take a li as a subject concord, but where the li is, you use an a. Got it? Right. So now I know there's a lot of confusion when it comes to these words. So if you can just revisit the singular and plural resource that is on this channel, they will actually direct you nicely as to how do we see when the word that starts with an E belongs to here, or if it belongs to there. All right. Okay, now let's go back to 8.1.2. Ikhansela. So ikhansela will be amakhansela. Right. So we change the E and it becomes the ama. And we keep the khansela. And then where we had a li as a subject concord, we now have an a. And the whole sentence is now in ubuningi. Got that? Well done. Right. Moving on to the last sentence, 8.1.3, umusho wokugcina, last sentence. Isidakamizwa singaphazamisa izingqondo zabafundi. Right. Isidakamizwa is a noun beginning with ec. Right. Let's go find ibizo that start with ec. Right. Okay, so the EC beginning word, I think my resource got cut here for some weird reason. But anyway, it's no train smash. So all the is and the EC beginning word will take a C as a subject concord, but the plural of any is and EC prefix or beginning word will be easy. Is easy. All right, okay. Now let's see if we can just crack this one out. Isidakamizwa will be izidakamizwa. What are izidakamizwa? Yes, drugs. So now that it's no longer isidakamizwa, then we use a Z just to complement the easy. So Z ngaphazamisa. So the C changes into a Z. As simple as that. So you can just go check up on other resources that we have that fully unpacks this type of work. So we have a complete lesson on the singular and the plural, on this platform as well. All you have to do is just subscribe and also like our content so we can be able to do more for other students as well. Okay, ngaphambi kokuthi sibheke umbuzo olandelayo, umbuzo 8.2, let us just do a recap on iziphawulo because the second question, 8.1, 8.2, is just based on iziphawulo. Iziphawulo, remember, are adjectives. And what are adjectives? Adjectives are words that describes the noun. Igama elichaza ibizo is phawulo, right? So these are describing words. So I'm just going to touch on these resources that we have because they align to the question, they correlate to the question that was asked in 2024. Right. So just to remind you, if you are given an u or an beginning word or an beginning word, but an adjective stem word is a multisyllabic adjective stem word, you will use an a, or a is standard for constructing any adjective prefix. Then you will match it to section of a prefix to that noun or like a complete prefix. So for nouns where we are given a multisyllabic adjective stem, we use a plus Then when you match these two, a plus u will give you an o and you drop the m. And then these are the words that you will end up having as your adjective word structure that speaks to, that describes the u and the umu beginning words. Omdala, omncane, omningi, omkhulu, omfishane. But if you are given an u beginning word, right? But this time the adjective stem word that is given as one sound or monosyllabic adjective stem word, you still use a standard a to construct your own adjective prefix. But at this time, you do not use the with but you use umu, which is umu, to construct your adjective prefix for monosyllabic adjective stem words. Then the new word that is formed when you match the a and the u, you get an o, and then you drop the mu, then omuhle, umuntu omuhle, umuntu omubi, umngani omusha, umfana omude. See how it works, right? So, but you can get all of this like a full lesson, a full-on lesson on our adjective and relative resource that is also on this platform. And don't forget to subscribe and like, right? And then this rule, there's a rule that applies to in and easy and in and ism in beginning words, right? Remember what I always say about the in and the in beginning word, that they tend to use the same rule all the time, right? So if you are describing a noun that starts with any of these prefixes and you are given any of these adjective stem word, kulu, dala, sha, he, bi, and fishane. All right. So the kulu, these words will change their format. Okay. They are rules which I don't like explaining, but I think always feel like this is simpler and easier to remember when you explain to the students that if you have a kulu and you are describing an in, an easy, or an isn't, or an in beginning word, the kulu changes into nkulu. The dala changes into ndala, the sha changes into nja, the hle changes into nhle, the bi changes into mbi, the fishane changes into mfishane. Even with the relative words, such as the numbers, the bili changes into mbili, the tatu changes into ndatu, the nhlanu changes into nhlanu. But this is beautifully explained when you teach how to say numbers in isiZulu. And it is always mentioned because it draws from describing the actual noun about that particular number. So what I want you to remember is that if the word that you are describing is a kulu dala, shahle bi fishane, and the word that you are describing is an in, easy, or in beginning word, then these words will change their formats. But even after they have changed, you still have to create your own adjective prefix. Let's see how we go about creating an adjective prefix for for e beginning word and the in beginning words. Right. Okay, so let's start by reading the instruction from the actual paper. 2024 is Paulo. It was question 8.2. Utisha 8.2.1 Khulu uyala abafundi ngomkhuba B wokuphuza utshwala. Abafundi dala kufanele babe yisibonelo ukuze babe yizingane hle esikoleni. Right. So, and I'm sure you saw some of the adjective STEM words on the previous slides that are used on this paper, which has it's a 4-mark question, right? So remember what I said about the in and the in beginning word. They always use the same rule, right? So the in and the in beginning word, they will take the e as a subject concord. But in this case, when we create our own adjective prefixes for the in and the in beginning word, we look at what is common between these two prefixes. And what is common is e. And therefore we use a standard R. Remember, I say R is always a standard for when you want to create your own adjective prefix. So R plus E will be equal to A. It will give us an A. And then when we are describing an in, easy is an in beginning word. Here is our example. Imbuzi. Imbuzi is an in beginning word. If you want to say it's big, kulu, right, then we will use the RE then to make our prefix, and then kulu changes into nkulu like that, and we end up having a prefix that looks more like that, enkulu. That is big. Inja, A plus E, which gives us an A, and then look at this. Now we have a small dog, and the adjective stem word is not a kulu. So it can't take the en, all right, because the n is already on, part of the word ngane, which is small. Therefore, the prefix for this adjective will be a, which comes from that. So that's why I said it's easier if you know the list of words that changes format. Okay, right, so inja encane. But for this old dog over here, because the adjective stem word is dala, you will do your magic here of just working out your own adjective prefix, and then you remember that dala changes into ndala like that. And then for easy beginning word, it will be R plus easy. So whether it's an IZ without an I or IZI beginning word, you will use a standard R plus easy, and then you will have your ezi as your adjective prefix. And look at the example. Izingane, ezi, the adjective stem was fishane, so it is now mfishane like that. All right. And also, finally, the o, the aba, and the abe beginning words to construct a meaningful adjective stem word for ab or aba and abe beginning words. Even for o, it doesn't matter. You will use an a plus aba, and when you match those two, they will give you that prefix, which is aba. And it doesn't matter which adjective stem you have, whether it's mono or multisyllabic. So it's just the same. Abadala, abancane, abaningi, abakhulu, abahle. Sometimes students, they really get confused with the ba and the aba, because after describing this noun that starts with an o or with an aba, you then have to use a subject concord, which is ba. All right, so don't get confused. So let us go back to the mbuzo. Nangu mbuzo, utisha. Utisha is an u beginning word, and we are given kulu. Now we ask ourselves, is kulu mono, is kulu multi? So because kulu is multi, so therefore to create our own adjective prefix here, we'll use a standard a plus the Then the new word will be utisha omkhulu, like that. There is your answer. Uyala bafundi, but now look at the word before the describing word, which is be. So sometimes, you know, the examiner may give you a noun that is prefixed by a particular word structure, usually a na or a nga, all right? And we know, you must know that the or before the noun, or whichever vowel before the noun, is an outcome from the two vowels matching from the nga or from the na and the beginning of the noun. And to work this one out correctly, it means just you have to break this into two sections. So you dissect it, you break it, you separate it, so that unga can be its own, you know, word. All right. And then once you have unga, then the noun prefix, you know, stays nicely. There is the noun prefix, even though it's not shown there. So, and then it's an beginning word. And the rule for beginning words is if you are given a multisyllabic or a monosyllabic, there is a specific rule that you follow. So, and then for mono, we use a plus umu, and then we get the new adjective prefix, which is omu be. In other words, if you have multisyllabic sound, adjective stem word, and you want to describe a noun starting with an u, it will be that adjective. But if it's a mono, then it'll be omu and that adjective. Right. The next one is abafundi. Right. This one is simple and straightforward, and a lot of students, you know, they just get it just like that, easy. Abafundi abadala. Kufanele babe isibonelo ukuze babe izingane. Babe. Here we are given a noun that is an isibanjalo, that has a y, which is an isibanjalo. Like this, here it's easier to just identify the noun prefix, which is izingane, which then leads us to ezinhle, because we are describing the easy beginning word, and the adjective stem is ehle. Remember the rules for in, easy, and ism? Nice. Okay, right. So you can now double check, you know, how you did. And if you did not understand during a lesson when you were going through with your friend or with your teacher, now I hope you are more enlightened. Umbuzo landelayo, nciphisa. Nciphisa, what does that mean? Make smaller. Amagama, the words alandelayo. So sometimes you may be given individual words like here. And nciphisa are the diminutives. Isandla is a hand. 8.3.2 umthetho is a rule or a law. 8.3.3 izingane are children. Remember, for izinciphiso, we always, our focus is the end syllable, right? Always the end syllable. We have ndla as the end syllable of isandla. We have to as the end syllable of umthetho. We have ne as the end syllable of izingane. And remember, if you are given a word, the end syllable, or if the end syllable is not a bilabial sound, meaning if that makes both your lips touch when you articulate it, when you say it, then you will just look at the end vowel and then use rule 1 or rule 2, which we'll talk about just now. But if your end syllable is an alveolar sound is a sound that when you say it, the tip of your tongue wants to touch or reach out for the groovy part of your palate, but along the gum line behind your front teeth. When you go ne, na, na, when you go ta, 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 right? Sometimes it touches and it goes very quickly. And then that is an alveolar sound. So for alveolar sound, you have to change the sound, the actual alveolar sound, whether it's a ta-ta-ta, a na-na-na, a da-da-da. You change that first, and then you have to consider the end vowel. If the word ends with a-e, then where the o is, where the end vowel a-e is, you will substitute it with ana. But if it ends with an o or with an u, where the o and an u is, you put wana. For alveolar, we change both the alveolar sound and the vowel accordingly. Got that? But for bilabial sound, you only change the bilabial sound, and the end vowel will always be ana. Right. Okay. So, and I just share some groupings with you. All right. So you can work it out whichever way you like. Remember that for alveolar sound, there are 7 sound change, and for bilabial, there are also 7 sound change. So this grouping, it's composed of just both, right? Like an M and an M, they both change into an NY. So if you remember that, then you'll be fine. And the BH and the D, they both change into a J. The TH and the PH changes into an SH, a sha. An MB and an ND changes into an NJ. And then an MP and an NT changes into an NTSH. And then this is the only group that has 3 letters. And if you look at all these 3 letters, they are individual letters, letter P, T, and a B changes into a TSH. And the letter L, which does not have a match, but it changes into a DL. All right. So you can just figure out, a simpler way of just remembering this. But for me, this is, far easier because all of these are in pairs. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are in pairs. And then the one, it has 3 and the one is 1. Okay, so now let us look at izimpendulo zethu. Isandla, when you go ndla, it's not an alveolar sound and it doesn't change to anything, but it ends with an A. Therefore, it's going to be isandlana, a little hand. Umthetho, tatata of the mthetho is an alveolar sound. It changes into a shashasha, as you can see, right? A PH and a TH changes into an SH. And then because it ends with an O, then it will take a wana. Right. And then izingane and na 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 na, it's an alveolar sound. And here it says a na 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 changes into a nya 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 nya. So hence you have izinganyana, and then it ends with an A. Remember that A, E ending word will take ana. All right. Kumbula, after changing a bilabial sound, the end vowel must remain ana, even for O and U. All right, even though we don't have an example for alveolar sounds here. Okay, moving on to tenses. Izinkathi zesenzo, right? Okay, this is like the easy stuff, but yet maybe confusing during the exam because of the anxiety and all other things. Just to recap and boost your memory and recap and jolt your memory. I guess which is the recent past tense. So this is the formula yakon. Right. So if you are given a sentence that is in the present tense, simple present tense, you will find a verb. So this is where the magic happens. Subject, concord, verb, end of the verb, the end vowel changes into a. Right? And then if you are given a sentence that is in a present continuous tense, it will have a ya in between a subject, concord, and a verb. And if you are to change that into ingathi edlule, that is recent, you will have a subject, concord, a verb, and where the are is, you will drop the ya, and then put a verb, and then when the are is, you'll put ile. This, you've done this all your years of doing this in Zulu. The next rule that applies to inkathi ezayo. Inkathi ezayo is the future tense, right? And for future tense, you have a subject, concord. Remember, this is where the magic happens. And then you'll have your zo in between the subject, concord, and the verb. But your verb will end with an a. So your zo is like a polony between these two slices of bread. Okay. And then for inkathi ekade yadlula, I don't know for some reason why abafundi sometimes they forget this one. All right. Inkathi ekade yadlula. This one, if you have an U as the subject concord, remember the magic is here from the subject concord to the verb. That's where changes happen, right? So for this one, if you have an U as a subject concord, you may change it to a wa. Utogo ucula kahle. If it was like 3 months ago, utogo wacula kahle. Or if you want it to be like a remote and some show continuation of some sort, you say wayecula, and waye means used to sing well. All right. Oh baba ba dlala kahle. Oh baba ba be dlala kahle. Ogogo babe hola impeshene, they used to. In and in, remember what I said about these two, they always take the same room. Imoto igijima, imoto yagijima. So there's a ya, the ya has like itonetile, there's a little bit of dragging. But if you don't speak isiZulu, the language often, then you may not even notice the difference. Rather, use ya yi, used to. When you say ya yi, it means used to. So these are all of them. Mantombazane khuluma, amantombazane ye khuluma. They used to. Si lala, sasi lala, used to play. Zi tula, zazi tula. So if also you notice, you know, those individual subject concords, they look exactly the same as those of the possessive prefixes. Right, so this was just to jolt your memory, and I'm sure you remember this. You did it in class, and it was unpacked nicely, maybe even better than I am doing. But I feel like this is just my way. This way is just simpler, you know, and also it will help you remember, jolt your memory, so that you can be able to tackle this question on izinkathi zesenzo. So imbuzo ke yezinkathi zesenzo, usually the examiners, they will give you, they will not say, right, inkathi yesenzo, bhala inkathi yamanje, bhala inkathi ezayo, bhala inkathi edlule. But they will give you words esiwabiza ngokuthi izandiso zenkathi, right? Adverbs of time. Izolo, which means yesterday, or 2010, which means the year 2010, which is something that happened like 15 years ago, if I got my maths correct. And kusasa, which is tomorrow. So you must know amanye amagama such as ngonyaka ozayo, ngonyaka odlule, njalo njalo. But onke la magama, you can find them in one of our resources on this planet, not planet Yanmanj, okay, on this platform, right? Okay, on this platform, all you have to do is just subscribe to YouTube channel here too, and like, so that we can be motivated to just create more and more resources for the students to come, right? Okay, so izolo means yesterday, which means it's recent past tense. So impendulo yakhona will start when they say qala imisho elandelayo as shown. Qala means to start. Imisho, by now you know that these are sentences. Lalelake. Ama instructions, kuma exam papers, sometimes, most of the times are the same. You know, I shinja just one word or two, but usually are the same. So it's important to understand the instructions. Right, ake siqale ku 9.1.1. Ibanyana, banyana, idlala neqembu lase-Nigeria. Remember where I said the magic happens? It happens around the verb. So the first thing to do is identify the sense or identify the verb. If you are asked to start with a word, or please don't forget uqala ngegama. Remember to start with the word that is given. Right, izolo, ibanyana, banyana, idlale, because we have dlala. This is a sentence in a simple present tense, okay? And the rule is you must have your subject concord as is, keep your verb, lahla the a, faga the e, for the sentence to be in recent past tense. If it's not, and a present continuous tense. So because this one does not have a ya between a subject concord and a verb, therefore we'll use an a. Got that? Nice. 9.1.2, right? Iqembu lesizwe lizilolonga eMoses Mabhida Stadium, right? So iqembu lesizwe, so iqembu is a noun, lesizwe is just describing, you know, the ownership of the qembu, all right, the team. And then there is where our magic should happen. Li is a subject concord, zilolonga, lolonga, it means to train, all right? So they train at Moses Mabhida Stadium. Then we are asked to start with 2010. 2010, we know it's something that happened long time ago, right? So then we start with 2010. Don't make a mistake of not copying, of not rewriting this word. Otherwise, you don't want to lose marks, right? Iqembu lesizwe la lizilolonga. Lizilolonga, then it's a la and a li. Moses Mabhida, that is re mode. past tense. Kusasa iqembu lesizwe lizoqeqeshwa. Let's see why kunozo laphayana. Let's go back to the question, right? So iqembu lesizwe liqeqeshwa. So it's a noun and a describing word, and there is a verb, there's an action word. That's where the magic needs to happen. Desiree Ellis. And you say kusasa iqembu lesizwe subject concord, zo means will, qeqeshwa. Remember that the verb must end with an I. Got that? Right. I guess kubekele phambili. Then we are introducing Mthetho Yondaweni. I just scooped out a few just to jolt your memories before we tackle umbuzo olandelayo. Right. So these are the rules for Ondaweni. Umthetho 1 that uses a ku, it applies to class 1A of the noun classes, class 2 of the noun classes, class 1A and class 2A, the u and the o beginning words, as well as the class 1, right? So to the o beginning words, we just prefix with a k, all right? So it will look like a ko, malume, ko, whatever. And then rule 2, it applies to names of places, to people's surnames, all right? And then rule 3, it applies to words that usually start with an E. They are already names of places, and they just take an A and no suffix. But rule number 4, it's both a prefix A and a sitjobelelo, which is a suffix. And then rule number 5, it's a prefix O and a isijobelelo or just an O, all right? So this one applies to class 11 of the noun classes, which we are also going to have a look at. And then this is the suffixing. This is how we suffix if a suffix is required. A ending word take any, A ending word take any, E ending word take any, O ending word take winnie, and U ending word will take a winnie, right? And then this is very, very important, all right? So remember ukuthi-ke amalungu omzimba noma izitho zomzimba, the body parts, they may need ushintsho kuma-prefix, on their prefix as well as on their suffix. But these ones in particular, 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4, please just learn them. Your back, your head, your shoulder, and your waist, all right? So these ones need not be suffixed. You just prefix them. But the rest of amalungu omzimba, the rest of the body parts, you prefix them and you suffix them. Even if they belong to class 11 of the noun classes, you still prefix and suffix. But these ones. Umhlane becomes emhlane. Ikanda becomes ekanda, not ekandeni. Please, no ekandeni, no emhlaneni. Right. Ihlombe, ehlombe, not ehlombeni. Iqolo, eqolo, not eqolweni. Right. Just these 4. You can learn them in English, and should you come across them in an exam, you know these ones will only take a prefix A, and then you copy and paste the word as is. Got that? Nice one. Right. And then sometimes we also have on the bembile, the bilabial sound change, right? And you know what the best part is? The best part is that the bilabial sounds are exactly the same. It's the 7 that we use when we do diminutives, right? Okay, so the M changes into NY, B, TSH, P, TSH, MB, and J, BHJ and PH, which is SH. So there is no match la. Okay, there is the B and the P, they change into the same thing. If you look at the MB and the BH, what's common is J, but the MB starts with an N. Right. So, and this is how you change them. Right. So after the sound change, because this is a bilabial sound. Remember, diminutives, after changing the bilabial sound, you use a standard ana. Right. But here, after the sound change, which is a bilabial sound, you will always use any. Yeah, use a lot. Oh, not always, but anyway. And then esigubu will become esiguchini, right? Instead of esiguchwini. It's not a winnie, but it's any. But the rest of them will take the any. Okay, Right, siyadlula, siyahamba. And then for class 11 of the noun classes, these are the Ulu beginning words, remember? Right, so we also have the words that are already names of places, like uKahlamba is Drakensberg, or it's the berg, right? Which is already Endawo. Ulwandle is the ocean or the sea, already Endawo. Upate is already Endawo, which is like the dungeon, kind of, right? And then Ukamba is not Endawo, but it's an object. So for objects, we do both. We still use an or, and then we'll suffix according to the rule for end vowels. Udonga, which means a wall, because it's an object, you suffix, you prefix and suffix as well. Right, let us see if we can tackle the questions on this slide. This is question 9.2. We're almost done. We're almost done. Don't forget to subscribe and like Imnandile channel. Ziyakhipa like le content. But let's start by reading the instructions. Siyafundisisa, fundisisa, impambo siyokwenzisa. Bhala ondaweni. We know that ondaweni are locators. Abafanele that are correct esikhundleni in place of. The word esikhundleni, it is used a lot. Esikhundleni in place of amagama abhalwe ngokugqamile, the words that are written in bold. Then they are saying bhala impendulo kuphela. Always read the end part of the instruction because it tells you exactly how they want the answer to be presented. Right, 9.2.1. Inkundla kugcwele abalandeli bebhola. Right, so this is a common noun starting with an in, all right? Inkundla, izinkundla. So inkundla, izinkundla, those words belonging to those clauses, the in and the isn't beginning word will take both the prefix as well as the suffix. So the prefix is e, and then you look at the end vowel. Then you say enkundleni. In beginning words, isn't beginning words will take e and any. Abadlali bafike umdlalo umdlalo bezilungiselele. So this is a noun belonging to class 3 of the noun classes. It's the beginning words about objects. Those words, class 3, they will always take an e, and then you look at the end vowel, and then you will substitute, you will suffix accordingly. Right, so umdlalo will be emdlalweni. Remember, ukuthi uku is used for class 1. If you have umuntu, it's starting with But because of the noun class, the noun where the noun belongs, where the noun is classified, you can say yabo, but sometimes abantu mabekhuluma bayayisho don't, but emntwini. But anyway, right? But it's kumuntu. And then umdlalo, because it's an object belonging to class 3, it will be emdla, lahla the o, weni emdlalweni. 9.2.3, abalandeli balindele umphumela omuhle iqembu. So remember we said akhona nama bilabial sound. There's a bam 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 bam, all right, which is a bilabial sound, right? So after changing this, the u will not be Winnie, but it will be ini, right? Iqembu, eqenjini, right? And then umqeqeshi uthembele abadlali. The aba beginning words, abafana, abantu will take a whole ku. So in place of the a, you use a ku, and then you do not suffix those words. Got that? Right. Moving on to Izabizwana Zoqobo, just to jot your memories once again. For the E and the il and the ulu beginning word class 11, they tend to use the lona, which is an absolute pronoun. So the history of these type of words, you already know it. You've picked it up from other resources that are shared from from the content that is shared prior to this one. Okay, so but they take a lona as an absolute pronoun. And then the o, aba, abe, and the ubu, right? Ubu will also change into abona. And then the is and the easy beginning words will be sona, the easy beginning words will be zona. Got that? Right? I'm not going to waste time. It's courtesy mali, right? Then moving on to Isabizwana. So Qobo, the actual question, it's 9.3. Umdlali ukhahlela ibhola. Ibhola, it's class 5, therefore it's lona. It's an IB Remember IB, IC, ID, those type of words, right? The ili with the silent li, they take a lona. Ujani, remember what ujani is ubujani originally, but we only get to see that when it's used in a sentence, like here, buluhlaza, when it's described, then it will take a bona. Is inkundla is the beginning word takes a zona. Right, so it's easy stuff. And then ofeleba, question 10, they're talking about ofeleba. Ofeleba are the capital letters. These are not just punctuation signs, but it's just the capital letters that we're required here. Funda isigajana, read the passage. Esingezansi below. Bese ufaga ofeleba, and then put the felebas where they are necessary. Umnumzane Ndlovu. Mr. Ndlovu, Ndlovu is a surname. So therefore Ndlovu needs to be capital letter, the N for Ndlovu. Ufundisa teaches. Ntabeni, the A is a locative, it can be a capital letter, but Ntabeni is the name of the school, therefore there's another N there. Ungutisha womculo onekhono lihle. He is a music teacher with a very good talent. Isikole sakhe siseThekwini, his school is in Durban. Thekwini is the name of the place, therefore the T. And if you look at your marker location, always confirm with the marker location, NNT. Got that? Right. And then imbuzo, which are the questions yaka imibuzo ya ngale misho elandelayo. Yaka means build or construct. Imibuzo, the questions using the sentence that are given. Amagama qamile abe yimpendulo. Right, so the words that are written in bold, they should be the answer when you write, when you just, switch. Impendulo yakho mayibe nophawu lokubuza, and your answer must have a question mark. Right, so you are given a positive statements. Unonhlanhla ucula nobani, no Kate, sings with Kate. Right, umduduzi udlala isiginci, umduduzi plays guitar. Right, so to change those into questions, you need not rearrange or restructure the sentence. All you have to do is just go to that particular area that is the answer and find a relevant question for it, right? So no means with, okay, and the no will stay. But the Kate is a person, all right? So in order for us to have a person here, we need to know who Kate is. Even when I say who, then you ask yourself, what is who and isiZulu? Right, so nonhlanhla ucula nobani, with who? Right? With Kate, with who? Nobani. Umduduza udlala isiginci. Umduduza udlala. Ni is what? What is isiginci? Got that? Right. I'm not going to spend too much time. And also, bese khumbula to put your question marks at the end, because they're no longer statements, but they are now questions. So no imbuzo such as sikhathi sini, what time, nini, when, kanjani, how. So all of those questions are very, very important. The basic questions. You can find all of that in your Seguyasa Nagiti Boo Boo, right? And also, don't forget to subscribe and like. Okay. Then again, moving on to is Mbambos, right? It's Mbambos again. Yes, with a lot of students, they're like, Mbambos, I so hard, especially Mbambos, your Wenziwa, because it's very much involved. But in Mbambos, your Wenziwa, there's no way you'll be able to tackle Mbambos, your Wenziwa if you don't know the different types of verbs. So you have to know all 4 different types of verbs, or maybe just the first 3. Okay, in order for you to work out in Mbambos Wenziwa very nicely. So, and then if you are given for Impambosio Wenziwa, if you are given what are these called? The vowel commenting verbs, right? If there's a vowel commenting verb, and then your N vowel R will be substituted with Iwa. And then to say that the action is done by somebody, it depends on the noun. If it's a noun ending with starting with A, U, or O, then you'll say ngu, ngamantombazane, ngu gogo, ngokoko. These are the rules that we use Uma is Banjal. But for noun to say by, a noun that is starting with an E, you'll say Y. And if you are changing a sentence into Impambosio Wenziwa and the verb that you have identified is a monosyllabic verb like fapa, dlamba, then it will also take an Iwa, right? ezenzweni eziqala ngonkamisa, ezenzweni ezilunganye. Then to say bye, it will be the same. And then for izenzo that we are used to, the regular verbs, izenzo zivamile, bala, they are usually multisyllabic. You will use wa, balwa, tandwa, nchontshwa, njalo njalo. To say by this person, you say ngu or e if it's an e beginning word. Remember that. So it's very important for impambosi yokwenziwa. And also for impambosi yokwenzisa, right? Remember magama such as the words that ends with ka, vuka, vusa, right? Kanjalo goduka, go home, godusa, right? Send someone home, right? Kumbula ukuthi impambosi, this one that we see is more of a passive. And then bese kuba khona eyokwenzela, where you are doing something for someone, all right? Kube khona, it will end with ela. Kube khona eyokwenzisa, where you are the reason for someone to do an action, the one that I was just making an example of, that sometimes you may be given the words that ends with the ka, vuka, vusa, goduka, godusa, right? And you are the cause of someone to just do that particular action. And then bese kuba impambosi yokwenzeka, right? So ukwenzeka, it ends with a, but it just indicates the ability of an action to happen, that it is able. Like for instance, my name is Tandeka, but the verb there is tanda, right? So when I translate my name Tandeka, it will be lovable, all right? Tandeka, the eka, it means the love is, able to love, right? Okay, got that? So isikhathi asikho, we're just rushing la. So I'm just, saying whatever just to help you remember what you can, because the exams are just around the corner. So the final section, other than, the section that was second to last, it was this one. Lungisa amagama kubakaki, ukufaka impambosi efanele bhala impendulo kuphela. Use the words in brackets by writing the correct impambosi. And you know what I've noticed with impambosi? So whenever it's asked, even in previous question papers, it is always asked in context. And it requires the vocabulary, unfortunately, except for this one. Can you, we are on 10.3.3. Right, you can see because that ngu, whatever the name by this person is given. But at least that one is kind of like fairish in a way, all right? Because you can get a clue. But if you don't know what these words mean, then you will not know which impambosi to use lapayan. Right. Let us look at the first one, 10.3.1. Umandla ucula. He sings. Iqembu likaMaskandi. He sings the Maskandi group. Right, it doesn't make sense. So he can only sing for. Then you ask yourself, how do you say sing for when you do an action for somebody else? Then you say uculela. Right. And the second one, 10.3.2, uyathanda umculo omnandi. He likes umculo omnandi. No, it does not. It even doesn't make sense, Liliana. Uyathanda. Right, it sounds incomplete. And then umculo omnandi, it's good music. So then what you're looking for here is mpambosi yokwenzeka, uyathandeka. Oh, like just my name, that's my name. It is lovable, the mculo omnandi, right? And then 10.3.3 is izinsimbi zishaya ngubongani. So that ngu just tells you, okay, this is mpambosi yokwenziwa. Then you know that the Z is a subject concord, and then you're left with the shaya, which is a regular verb. And for regular verb, we use the wa, not the iwa, the shaywa. Right, got that. Okay, ngiyethemba ukuthi-ke konke-ke kuzohamba kahle. And I think into engikhohlwe ukuyifaka lana, I think there's 10.4 question, but I can't remember what it was about. But enye into that is very important, your kubizwa ngani nje lamagama lawa, amagama lawa anemqondo emibili noma amagama anemqondo efanayo, but they are written differently. Just look out for those words, amagama such as kwesinye isikhathi that are confusing to abantu that are not familiar with ulimi lwesiZulu, like ukala, which is Kala, and kala. Gala means to measure, and kala means to cry. Bala, which is to write, and bala, which is to count. All right. So lawo magama lawo sengikhohle igama lawo. But-ke lawo magama ke abalulekile nawo. Know how to construct sentences using those words, and then yeah, ukuthi sengijahile nje sengikhohliwe ngoba sengifuna ukuqeda. But-ke ungakhohlwa-ke uma ufuna konke lokhu and more, sivakashele kwiwebsite yethu ukuze uthenge nazi iy'ncwadi zekhethelo eziyenza yonke lento ku-www.kabekwamombo.co.za. Ungasithumelela i-email if you want to place your order on publications@kabekwamombo.co.za. Alternatively, kabekwamombo@gmail.com. Don't forget to like our content, visit our content on our YouTube channel, and this is our handle. All right. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Khona sizokwazi ukusiza abanye abantu nibhale kahle, and I hope all it goes well in your exams. Siyabonga, 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 siyabonga.